Welcome back to Loadout Lounge. My name is Seth Nichols, and today we're going to look at my everyday carry clothing and utilities that I have in my pocket for 2023. What I've used so far this year, what I've liked, and what I continue to carry on me. So most of the time I wear a hat. What we're going to do is we're going to start from the top down and then we'll break off to whatever side. But as far as myself, and some of y'all this may fit y'all, some of y'all may not ever wear hats, but I have to wear a hat. Otherwise my head is going to burn and I don't necessarily want that. So lately I've been wearing this hat. We actually went to a local gearhead and they had one of these. If you don't know what gearhead is, it's just like in the name. It's got everything outdoorsy, from Prana to Kuhl to Melin, Outdoor Research, different brands like that. This is a Melin hat. This is their A-Game Hydro hat. The main reason I like this hat is the form fit. It fit my head very well, and it's not one that traps in heat. So we'll get a close-up here in a second, but on the hat, it's got holes from this back half over here all over the place, and it's a way to ventilate and keep my head really cool. And then the other thing that I like about it is where your forehead is, and I'll see if I can't get this zoomed in a little bit. Right in here there's a pocket, and the pocket, I actually have some cash in there, and you can probably store some other things, but it goes fairly deep. I don't know if you can see that very well. But it goes pretty far in there to house whatever you're wanting to do. It's not big enough to hold a credit card, but it is big enough to put stash some cash or something like that. And you don't really feel it on your forehead, where the cash is. Now if you put a lot of cash in there, maybe put like a 20, or some of y'all may want to put a $100 bill or something in there. That way you've always got extra cash for emergency if you need it. And most of the time I don't carry cash on me very often. I do have some in my bag, my backpack that I carry. I have like an emergency stash in case I do need cash. But most of the time, most places take debit cards, so I don't really carry cash that often. There are times where I'll have maybe $20 to $100 in my wallet just to have in case, but most of the time it's just plastic. I use cards for pretty much everywhere. Everywhere it accepts cards, so it's not been a really big problem. And there's also places that you can pay with Apple Pay or whatever from your phone. So when it comes to cash, I don't typically carry a whole lot. I don't see a real need for the most part. So we got the hat. The next thing would be the glasses. I've swapped around from a different variety of styles, from the frameless to these. These are Pair Eyewear. These glasses they're called the Larkin, the design, and they're a blue color. My colors are blue and green. I have a business that the colors are blue and green, so anytime I can incorporate the blue and green, I try to incorporate that. One thing about the Pair Eyewear glasses, the reason why I wanted to try them is because you can customize them a little bit. So you have these little frames that go on the front of your glasses. So they're attached by little magnets on the edges of them, and you can just clamp them on there and you'll hear them connect. You can kind of get a bunch of different designs. I've got these green camo ones. I've got a pair of lime green ones. You can actually get, my wife has some that are sunglasses that just go over the top of your glasses. That way you don't have to have prescription lenses. The only thing I will say about the covers or the frames, the attachments, is they add weight. And with these glasses, there's not any rubber texture or anything to keep it from sliding down off your nose, and so I don't really wear these covers very often. Now if there's a day like I'm wanting to feel fancy or whatever and put them on, I'll put them on, but most of the time I don't ever use them. They are magnetized, so I have a metal safe in my bedroom, so I just put them on the metal safe right next to my Olight flashlight that sits up there. So kind of, if you're gonna get these and you want like a pair of sunglasses, I would get those. I've actually put my wife's sunglasses over the top of these, and they weren't the exact same form, but they're a little shorter than mine. but they still worked all the same to kind of block out the sun. And that was like an emergency type situation where I didn't have a hat and I needed something to block the sun while I was driving. So pair of eyewear has been it wasn't that expensive. My insurance covered most of it, if not all of it, if I remember correctly. You can go on their website and there's a bunch of different designs. You can get a bunch of different colors, and then there's a lot of different attachments that you can get on the glasses. So I may get another pair, I may not, we'll just kind of see. But I don't wear contacts. Contacts, they hurt my eyes. And whenever I've tried putting them in, the many times that I've tried, and there was one time where I tried, I was like, we're gonna get this, and it just didn't work. So I've accepted the fact that I'm always gonna wear glasses. I've thought about LASIK, but also I'd just rather wear glasses and not really worry about it right now. So as we're working our way down, normally I just wear a t-shirt or something that's comfortable, something form-fitting. So this is a Salt Life t-shirt. This one is actually, I believe, got some UV resistance in it. That's why I like Salt Life shirts, is because they add that. And a lot of times if I'm wearing these, it's because I'm going to be outside a lot. I like to be outside as much as I can. Here lately, my wife's been sick, so I've not been outside very much. But we go float trips, we go on adventures. I have a 4-year-old son that he has to be doing something all the time. So we try to plan fun excursions or adventures for him, and as well as us. So I try to wear stuff that is comfortable, that I'm not really worried about getting messed up as well. When it comes to when I'm working, I usually we have a uniform that's a polo shirt. So the only thing I would change is the shirt and maybe the color of shorts. I've got some shorts I'll talk about here in a second. On my neck, we have the CRKT No Bother. I've just done a video about neck knives. If you have not seen that, go check it out. I've really liked this knife since I've been retrying it. I liked the form factor of the blade. I did not like the way the sheath mounted to. It had like some nylon strapping that I just cut off and never messed with. I talked about in the video that I was going to cut the top of the sheath off, and I probably will. I just hadn't had time to do it here lately, and whenever I do that, I'll see how it works, and if I like it even better, I'll give you all an update. But as far as the knife, the CRKT No Bother has been it's a thick blade, so I'm not worried about it breaking or messing up, and if I do mess it up, I can just get another one, and they're not that expensive. But the other knife that I've been wearing is, if I can get it, the other knife I wear a lot of times is the Cold Steel Bird and Game. Now this knife I'm a little bit more hesitant to, because I can bend it a little bit just by pressing. It's a thin knife, it's very lightweight, and that's why I liked it, and I liked the sheath on it. Now with this one, I've made a paracord necklace for it that's adjustable. You can just slide it back and forth, and it works very well. This paracord is actually, I've used it on a lot of things, from my neck knives to the bracelet I have, and we'll talk about it here in a second, what the paracord has going on, because it's not just normal paracord. So with the knives, the neck knives, it's just been really these two here lately, the No Bother from CRKT and the Cold Steel Bird and Game. So as far as watches and rings, we'll go there. The watches, I've not changed watch in a very long time. This watch has been one that my wife got for a present a long time ago, and it's the Apple Watch, the Series 6, and it's 40 millimeters. And then I've got a little plastic cover over it for the edge. As far as a screen protector for it, I didn't necessarily like them. As far as a screen protector, I'm not really wanted to. I've had one before when it comes to the watch, and a lot of times, any time you get in water, anytime you sweat a lot, moisture just somehow gets underneath there, and it makes it very hard to touch any of the buttons on the actual screen itself. So I've just taken that off. If I ever need to take the cover off to clean it, which I actually had to do recently, we went to the beach and there was sand all in there, and so I had to take the cover off and clean it. But the Series 6 is a great watch. I know they've got newer series out now, but I'm not until this breaks, I'm not going to get a new one, because they get fancier, but there's not really that much of a change between the old versions and the newer versions. It's the same reason why I still have the same phone I have. I'm waiting for something drastic. With the iPhone 15, they're going to have the Type-C port, so I may end up getting an iPhone 15. We'll see. As far as ring, it's been the Knot Theory. The Knot Theory silicone ring. It's with a forest design. I actually have a video on this on my channel. With the Knot Theory rings, they have different designs from ocean to the forest, and they have just a whole bunch of different designs. When it comes to most rings that are silicone that you can find, they're a little bit wider, and I just want something that's kind of thin, that is not noticeable, but it's still there. It resembles that I'm married, and I don't want to take away from that, but I also want to kind of give my own twist to it. And so it shows that I'm adventurous, and it's about the outdoors. Anything outdoors. I love the woods. I love going hunting out in the woods, and just being out there. Being outdoors is a fun thing to do for me. So as far as the other hand, I have a bracelet that I made. It's out of Paracord. Now with the Paracord, it is a brand, let me double check the brand for you, but it's called Titan Paracord. So it's Survivor cord. It's got 620 pound tensile strength in the cord itself. It is got a bunch of different strands. It's got a waterproof fire starter strand in it, which I've actually used, and it does work. If you want me to do a video on that, I can, but honestly, you could probably just search Titan Paracord Survivor cord and see a bunch of other videos where they're doing the exact same thing. It's got a 25 pound monofilament fishing line, clear line that you can use not just for fishing. This isn't going to be long enough to fish with, more than likely, but there's also a utility wire in there. It kind of gives it almost like a twist tie that you would put on bread or something like that. It kind of gives it a little bit of form factor to where you can mold it, form it to whatever you need. And then on it, it has a Knot Eyes S-binder with a micro lock. Now, I'm not going to use this probably to lift myself or to hang something heavy from, but here lately, my son's been stealing it and using it as a necklace because he thinks it's cool, and what 4-year-old doesn't want to play with dad's things. So this is one of the bracelets I use, and it's just something you can never have enough paracord. And so I have a whole hank of paracord that I keep, and if I'm just wanting to make something, whether it's necklaces or just a simple bracelet like this, I'm not going to go make woven bracelets, but like neck knives, making the paracord stuff for that. When it comes to making stuff, I may not make much, but I may make a paracord lanyard for one of my short fixed blades or pocket knife or something like that. But this is just a simple bracelet, just so I can have some extra paracord in case I want to use it for anything, or I can hang something from my bag, my backpack or something with it. So let's see. As far as belts, I am using the Core Essentials belt, and I will slip it off. A lot of times I use this as my concealed carry belt whenever I'm carrying my Glock 26 or my Glock 19. This is a very stiff belt. You can see I'm holding it. It's a little tight there, but even all the way out, it doesn't sway much. I'm holding it just by the buckle. It is a very stiff belt, and it's pretty comfortable. I don't necessarily like wearing it long term. Like if I'm going on a trip and driving a couple hours, I'm not going to wear this belt. I may not wear a belt at all. A lot of times I like to drive comfortable. And will put my firearm underneath the seat in front of me. If I need to get out, it's got one of those holsters you can just put it over your shorts or something, and then tuck your shirt over it. So when it comes to the Core Essentials, it's adjustable when you get it, so you can cut it and fit it right back in here. This is where you can adjust it and get it. It's got some teeth that'll sink into the belt itself, and you got some screws. To to tighten it, you just press the belt into the buckle, and it's got these little teeth that will slide right in. You can hear it starting to click. To adjust it, to loosen it, there's a little lever right here. You just press up on, and you can slide the belt out. So it's a great belt. It fits me very well, and the fact that it was adjustable out of the box to where I could make it fit however I wanted it to fit. Usually with belts, it's either the Core Essentials belt, or I have some Groove Life belts that I wear that fit me very well. They're magnetic, and they fit my style pretty well. So as far as the rest of my stuff, we'll go through the shorts next. So these are, the brand is called Kuhl, so it's Kuhl, and then these are the Rambler shorts. So on the Rambler shorts, it has a bunch of pockets, and it's not like cargo pockets that stand out, or they look kind of, I don't know, touristy, if you will. These shorts have a pocket here, a zippered pocket up here to where you can put maybe your wallet, to where it's not going to be able to be taken, or I've got a Rite in the Rain notebook in there. And then it's got, on the right leg, it's got a pocket for your phone or a wallet or something, but it's a diagonal pocket. So that's typically where I put my phone, is on the right side. And then on the left side, you've got another pocket, another zippered pocket, just like on the right side. And then the tech pocket over here is horizontal. It's not at an angle, so that's the only difference between the two sides. And then it's got your back pockets that have Velcro on them. So I don't normally want to put something in my back pocket. I have carried pocket knives in my back pocket. So if I want to carry the ProTech, I could carry it right there. But most of the time I don't want anything. If I'm sitting in the car, I don't want to be sitting on something. And my wife's RAV4, the seats kind of mold a little bit more, and so anything in the back pockets is going to kind of dig into my bottom. So on the right side, we have the K-Bar TDI. This is the United States Space Force edition, and I have had the black one. I have that one, the normal law enforcement version, straight black. I use it as a police officer, and I thought this looked a little less tactical and kind of cool, and I honestly like the blue color. Now, I've thought about taking the blue off and putting on the black blade, but this is just what I've been using for now. And then when it comes to the holster, this is the Architect by Armitage Carry. When it comes to the holsters of any knives or any gun, the holster is going to make it to whether or not you want to carry it. Now with the original, which I have, right here, you pretty much are going to have to carry it vertically. And I did that as law enforcement. I actually had it behind my, I had a mag carrier right here, and it stuck right there. And it fit, and it worked. But on everyday carry, I'm not going to carry something like that on my belt. I don't want anything on my belt anymore. I want to take the weight off the belt, and so I've got an ulti clip, and most of the time it rides right in the right pocket. If I don't have my phone down here, I will put this in a pocket, or some other pair of shorts, I will have a pocket sort of like this. I don't have just a bunch of the Kuhl Rambler shorts. I have some other shorts. These other pair I want to mention are the True Work T2 work shorts, and they have 2 buttons on the front. They're zippered, and they have a bunch of different pockets, and I'm probably going to do a review on these shorts alone, just because they're becoming my favorite shorts, and they're not as expensive as the Kuhl shorts, and they have a lot of different utility to them. They have a zippered pocket, they have a tech pocket, they have a pin pocket, and it's just, they're a little bit better for me. The only drawback to these, I don't know how well this will pick up on the audio, but they make a lot of noise when you walk. I don't know what kind of material that it is to make it to where it's a little bit more audible, but it almost sounds like track pants when you're walking. If you play basketball and you had those track pants on over your ball shorts, they would just sound loud when you're walking. So that'd be the only drawback, but they're not super loud. It's not anything unbearable. And most of the time the True Work shorts I'm using whenever I'm doing some type of work or something like carpentry or construction or anything like that. So let's see here. We have the K-Bar TDI, the United States Space Force edition, and then we have the pin. I keep the pin on the outside of the pocket, and then the knife kind of keeps it there. That way it doesn't move around, doesn't wiggle. But this is the Big Idea design, and this is the mini click. It's adjustable. You can use different, I don't remember how many, but it was a lot of different inserts, different pin tops inside. I've got the, I think I said it's a Pintail something or another. And one of my, if you have not checked out the pin video I've done, go check it out and I'll talk about the different inks I use. But this is a great pin. It's super compact. It's not a loud clicker, so you can sit here and just keep clicking. I'm right next to the microphone, and you're probably not hearing much of a click. It does have some wear on it. This is a limited edition OD green, and the coating on it is coming off, but that's because I've been using it. So the last thing in the Rite pocket, I don't really carry a whole lot else in my pockets. I might, if I have change, I'll throw in there, but I'm not a big fidget toy type person, but these just kind of landed in my lap, and I've had them for a long time, and I can sit here and I can just fidget with them. They're not super loud whenever I'm just spinning them in my hand. I'll show them to you here in just a second, but whenever they come apart, they get pretty loud, and I'm hoping the audio isn't gonna bust your eardrums out. But they're magnetic little balls. They're hematite. You can search on Amazon. I'll post a link below, but they're just little magnetic balls, and this is a oval one, and a lot of times I will sit here and I will just spin them. If I'm talking to somebody, or if I'm just waiting or something, don't want to be on my phone, I can sit here. I can do it one-handed, just sit here and spin it, and you can see the wear on them. I don't know if the light will pick it up, but there is quite a bit of wear just from me moving them and just playing with them. I did not buy these, but I found them on Amazon for y'all. So if y'all want something like this to where you can just fidget with them and not buy an expensive fidget toy. I never really thought a fidget toy would be something I would recommend to anybody, because they're not anything that I ever really thought I would have. But like I said, these fell in my lap. I did not buy these, and I inherited them. So when it comes to the rest of the pocket, I have, I set it on the counter because I was looking at it for notes, but I have my phone in this back right pocket. This is just an iPhone 12 with a cheap lime green case on it, and the lime green case is broke. I'm going to blame my wife on that one, but it's not the end of the world. When it comes to phones, I eventually am going to get a new phone, but that's the iPhone 12 Pro. I'm a simple person. When it comes to iPhone, they work for pretty much everything you want to use. The only thing I don't like on them is the charging port, and this one, the speaker has gone out, and so a lot of times I have to use my XM5s, my headphones, for phone calls. When I put it on speaker, it still sounds the same as if it's off speaker. So if you call me and I'm like, hang on a second, it's because I'm putting my headphones on usually. Most of my people that call me all the time, they already know just to wait a minute for me to put my headphones on. But probably with the iPhone 15 getting released, I will be upgrading pretty soon, hopefully. So the video and audio quality on these future videos are probably going to get a little bit better, because if y'all didn't know, we use our iPhones to film all of our videos, which blows my mind that you can do it with a phone and you don't have to go spend a whole lot of money, which eventually we will probably upgrade. But right now the iPhones, they do 4K and it's great quality. And the only thing I'm trying out this microphone, as you can tell, to see if that makes the audio better for y'all. Some of y'all have said that the audio is not the best, so we're working on it. We're trying to figure it out. But yeah, iPhone 12 Pro is usually the phone that I've had here, and I've had it for I think 2-3 years now. So let's see, in this zippered pocket on the front. I showed it earlier, but that is everything in the pocket. But it is a Rite in the Rain notepad, and I've had this notepad for a while, and it actually has a quote that I have in there since I was a police officer, and I'm going to read it to you because I think it's applicable to anything. So it says, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. For when you look into an abyss, the abyss also looks into you." And it was a really powerful quote that I would have on me whenever I was a police officer. So if you're any police officers out there, hopefully that goes home for you or sets home for you, and you understand where I'm coming from. So as far as the right side of the shorts, or typically what I wear in any of my shorts, I try to do something similar to this. On the left side, we have the flashlight is the Olight IT5 EOS. It is a AA battery powered flashlight, and it gets bright enough. I've got a video on different flashlights that I have, and if you are interested in small little EDC AA AAA powered flashlights, Olight is a decent brand. They get a lot of hate from a lot of people saying that they are not reliable or whatnot. I've not had any problems or any issues with any of the Olights that I own. So just take that with a grain of salt and do your own research and figure out what you like as far as your budget, what you like as far as usability and functionality. So the next thing I have is keys. So I have truck keys as well, and it has the same attachment as this does, but my son lost my truck keys. So when it comes to keys, I have one set in my left pocket, and a lot of times I will put my actual vehicle keys on the right side. My son, I'm gonna blame him, but he lost my truck keys at one point, and so I have not had a chance to get the key dangler attachment that I had for that set. So on the keychains themselves, and I'll show you a close-up here in a second, I have the Key Smart key dangler, which is the actual part that hangs from my pocket, and it's attached to the Exotac Free Key, which is a slim key system that you don't have to. I don't like having to use my fingernail to pry the keychain open or the key loop to slide your keys on and off or whatnot. And so I've had that for a number of years, but I'm going to post the links for these on Amazon. That way you can see. I'll post them in the description below. But the other thing is by KeySmart as well, but it's the mini key organizer, and it holds my 3 keys very well. I have Grogu and a Stormtrooper, and I did have Darth Vader as one of the keys, but these keys are cheap aluminum, and it broke over time just by being used, and so I have not replaced it. So as far as the keys, that is how I carry them in the left pocket for my business house. I have a lot of keys, but I don't have to carry them all of the time, and so a lot of times I'll have the necessities on me, and then I may have some extras in my backpack or in the vehicle or at the house, just kind of wherever I think I'm going to need them potentially in the future. So as far as my truck keys, whenever you order the key dangler, it comes in a set a lot of times, and so there was a bigger version that was a little bit longer, and that's what I had my truck keys on. But it has a key fob and the Chevy truck key on it, so it's not anything crazy. If you've got keys, then you can figure out exactly what works for you. But the key dangler and the mini key organizer and the Exotac Free Key Slim key ring are what I use for my keys. Straight, simple, and don't have any extra stuff on there, just because if I need extra stuff, it's going to be my bag, because I'm not going to use that stuff all the time. As far as the zipper pocket on the front of this, there's nothing. I could put my wallet in there, but most of the time my wallet is in the left pocket. That way it's easy to grab, easy to get to. It is the Chums Surf Shorts wallet, and the only thing I have on the wallet is a SanDisk iPhone compatible USB portable little USB drive, and this has 256 gigabytes on it, so I can take pictures off, I can take the videos off, I can just do whatever I need with my phone. So it's made by SanDisk, and this is by I want to say not eyes as well. And then it just slides in the wallet. Now, one thing I have done in the past with the I want to say it's the i3T EOS, but it's the AAA version of the Olight. I have slid it in this along with the SD card or the storage device. I've put them in there together to kind of have it as like a pocket organizer, but most of the time the flashlight's just in my pocket. And with the Chums wallet, you've got a pocket for, it's a separated pocket with your cards, and it's got a little window side for your driver's license, and in the middle it's got a piece of cloth. I've done a review on this, I think in the video with the Walmart, yes. So the Chums wallet I've actually picked up at Walmart, not this one, but whenever we did the $50 challenge, this was the wallet that I found because they didn't have a jewelry section, so they didn't have wallets, and this I found in the fishing area. The only other thing I want to mention is my wife bought this for me, but the artist, her name is Valerie Vaughn. You can find her on Facebook. Some of y'all probably already know about her, but she does engravings on coins. This is a nickel, and my last name is Nichols, not spelled the same, but my wife got this for me for one of my birthdays. It's a nickel, and it's a pretty cool little design. I'll give you a close-up of it here in a second. So, the Chums wallet, probably my favorite wallet that I've had. I've used it all the time. I've used it probably for 2 years now. I've had a green version, I've had this blue version. I wish they would do some cool patterns, maybe like camo or something, but the blue version works for me pretty well. So as far as everything in my pockets, that is everything in my pockets. When it comes to shoes, a lot of times I will wear some Ons that I have that are waterproof, or I will wear, I've done a review on them, but it's Freedom Industries. They have some really nice shoes. And right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm wearing my Crocs. I wear my Crocs around the house. I don't want to say they're a slipper, but I wear them around the house. I won't wear them out. Not anything against Crocs, but they're just comfortable and they're easy to slide on. I can take them off whenever I want. I'm the weird person though. I will wear socks with my Crocs. I don't, my feet sweat. If you have sweaty feet, then you understand where I'm coming from. When it comes to Crocs, I wear socks. The only time I don't wear socks is whenever I'm in flip-flops. So, when it comes to my 2023 EDC, this is what I have been going towards. I never thought that I would do a fixed blade or even a neck knife. Now, when I'm at the house, a lot of times it hangs outside of the shirt. I've had some of my coaches or team members will come by and they'll be like, hey, do you got a knife or something? And I'll just reach up my shirt and grab the knife, pull it out, and they're like, that's been there the whole time. Yeah, I always have a knife. You just got to be careful that it doesn't show. Like right there, the little lanyard at the end was bent over and it kind of poked out my shirt. So if you've got any suggestions that you think I should try, please let me know, because I'm always looking for a better selection, a better quality, or something different, something that might work better or even be cooler. If it's a cool knife that you think I should try, let me know. There's a lot of knives out there. There's a lot of EDC items out there. But there's that, when it comes to EDC stuff, you've seen it, I've seen it. You can search on YouTube and find stuff that's really cheap, $1, $2, $3 items, all the way up to $1,000 for some of these crazy EDC items. With me, I'm in the mindset of I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on things, on items. I'd much rather spend money on experiences or adventures with my family. I'm younger, but I'm not, I've kind of got out of the phase of just having a lot of things. Now, do I want to try things? Yeah. Do I want to see if this might work better? Yeah. But I'm not to the point yet where I'm going to spend a lot of money. And I feel like a lot of my viewers are going to be that same way, is where y'all don't want to spend a whole lot of money on a fidget toy or a pocket knife or a fixed blade knife. You're wanting something that works, that's reliable, and that's what I want as well. So whenever I show things, it's because I've tested it, I've used it, I use it currently even. So if you got any suggestions for future videos, let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.